Hey mamas, let's talk breastfeeding for a little bit here. I want to address some of the most frequently asked questions that get brought up to me from new mothers or mothers who are perhaps new to breastfeeding. A lot of mothers will say, well, isn't formula just as close to breastfeeding? It's so much more convenient. I just don't really know that I have the time. And a lot of mothers really get discouraged from the very beginning because they feel like they're nursing round the clock. And it can really seem like that. Believe me, I had twins and was alone even when they were newborns. And it was very, very, very discouraging. But I talked to a lot of my friends. I would suggest that for you. Talk with friends, talk with other mothers who have breastfed, and they will tell you that it does get easier. So when you first have your baby, it can be frustrating because they're nursing a lot. They're doing kind of like cluster feeding. At the very beginning, you're also thinking, my milk's not coming in, but be patient with your body. It doesn't come in right away. And what your body is producing, that colostrum, that liquid gold that's coming out at the very, very, very beginning, it may not seem like a lot. It's just coming out like honey, but it's extremely valuable to your baby. And it's really all your baby needs right now. Your milk will come in time to feed your baby. Trust nature, trust your body's design, and trust that your milk will come in and be perfectly designed for your baby. And that's one of the really interesting things about breast milk, something that I find just fascinating that formula can't do, is your body knows how old your baby is, and your body knows what your baby needs. Your body knows you've got a 1-week-old and a 3-month-old and a 6-month-old, and will adjust its formula, its design for that baby, and will put out the exact right amount of carbs and fats and proteins and minerals and all of that stuff that baby needs. And formula can't do that. You know, you can buy newborn formula, infant formula, older baby formula, but it's not the same as what your body does for your baby. It's just nature's design, and it's a beautiful thing. Another benefit to breastfeeding is the immunity support. Your baby, if it is exposed to any kind of illness or germ or disease, it actually passes the disease through the nipple to the mother, and then the mother's immune system creates an antibody that goes right back out to the baby. It's not immediate, but it does give that baby a little extra boost in its immunity and help it to fight off whatever germ that it's been exposed to. And those babies will probably have a strengthened immune system over time just from being a breastfed baby. So formula and breast milk are very different in their consistencies and in their makeup. And as hard as formula makers try, they just can't match breast milk exactly. If you are still having a hard time getting your milk to come in, my suggestion is to drink lots and lots of water. Some women feel like, oh my gosh, I'm drinking my 8 glasses a day, but remember that your body is going to need a lot of that fluid to make milk. So aim for about a gallon of water a day. What I did is I bought, big, huge like Hydro flasks, things that are about half a gallon in size or even a gallon of Ozarka water, and I just chugged all the time. You also need to be eating. I know how hard it is when you have a baby and you look at yourself and you go, oh my God, my body's never gonna snap back. I thought I was gonna have this baby and I would just suddenly look like myself again, and your belly is still big. I totally get it. But keep eating and trust that your body is burning so many calories trying to produce milk for your baby, and just trust that your body will get back to where it needs to be in time. Right now, your body is still a vessel for that new life. And eat whenever you're hungry, eat when you're not hungry. Eat really high nutritious foods. There's a recipe here on YouTube for lactation boosting protein balls that you're welcome to snag that recipe, keep those around the house, and just pop one in your mouth whenever you can. The active ingredients in it are oatmeal, brewer's yeast, flax meal, and I think chia seeds. All of those things really help to get your milk going. You can also take milk thistle, or blessed thistle or fenugreek. Those are great supplements that a lactation consultant might encourage you to take to keep your milk supply up. But most importantly, eat, sleep, and drink, and let your body still be the vessel for your baby's nutrition. Another thing that you can do is power pumping. So you can pump for about 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes for about an hour to get the milk going. If you don't really have the time for that, you can pump for about 10 minutes after each feed to trick your body into thinking that the baby is wanting more milk, and so your body will produce more milk. Nurse whenever you feel full. Nurse whenever your body needs it, but try to wait about 2 hours between feeds for your baby, because if you're nursing the way that you were at the very beginning, that round the clock kind of cluster feeding, really all you're giving your baby is just a little snack, like a little morsel of food. And it takes about 2 hours for the milk to fill up with milk for your baby to have a good full meal. At that 2-hour mark, they're getting more like steak and potatoes instead of just the grate that you've been providing, and it's a lot easier for you. Somewhere around 10 days to 2 weeks, you'll notice that your baby will sleep a little bit longer, and you might actually have to wake them up to feed them. By then they might be able to go about 3 hours, which is beautiful. And then eventually they'll go to about 4 hours. And it does taper off. And I've been nursing my boys. They're almost 3, and I still nurse them sometimes at nap, or I nurse them when they're sick. But I've been able to maintain my milk because I started out really strong from the very beginning. Another beautiful thing about breast milk is that it can really be used to cure just about anything from a diaper rash to pink eye. One of my boys even had a little infection on his umbilical cord site when he was a baby, and I just squirted him down with breast milk. I've had some friends that have called me and said, hey, I really don't want to use an antibiotic, but I'm not producing milk anymore. Can you help me? And I've squirted some of my friends' babies down with breast milk because it's nature's design to keep your baby safe and keep that immunity high. And that's something that formula just really can't do. If you have any other questions about breastfeeding, maybe something specific, I would really suggest talk to another breastfeeding mother. You can always email me at chelsea@joinwholeheart.com, or you can contact a lactation consultant. I know a really great one. Her name is Susie Adams, and her Baby Expressions. She's out of Houston, but she may have a way that you can reach her virtually, and maybe she'll take a call with you. But she's fantastic. She's been in business for a really long time. But look for a lactation consultant in your area and get the help and support that you need, because I do support that a fed baby is a happy baby and a healthy baby. But I do think that if you can breastfeed, breast milk is definitely the way to go, and it is the better option for your baby. So give it everything that you can, and aim to breastfeed about a day. And then if you make it a day, try to go a week. If you make it a week, try to go a month, and continue making small, very realistic goals for yourself. And one day you'll wake up and you go, oh my gosh, they're almost 3 and I still have milk, and I provided everything that I could for them. You can follow me on joinwholeheart.com.